This may not be a super objective review because I am a sucker for tote bags. Tote bags automatically gain points in my books purely for existing. Hi everybody, today I am going to be taking a look at the new Erin Condren. They're calling it a planner tote bag. I'm just gonna call it a tote bag because it doesn't have to have your planner. As a matter of fact, I took it out of town this last week and I didn't put my planner in it. So it's not just a planner tote bag, it's a tote bag. So this is it, this puppy right here. It is the gray canvas bag. There are two canvas options, a gray and a navy, and then there are two like higher end options, a metallic suede and a black leather, I believe. And then you have a choice of 3 different straps. I think the leather and the metallic suede come with a strap that matches, and then you have to buy extra straps. But if you're getting the canvas bag, you have the choice of 3 different straps to clip on, but it also comes with handles. Now, I paid for this myself. I did not get this sent in PR, and when all of the people who did get it sent in PR were posting videos, I was like, oh damn. Oh damn, because like I said in the introduction, I am a hoe for tote bags. I am a hote bag. That doesn't make sense. So I knew I was gonna wanna order one, and I knew I was gonna want the gray because navy's just not my color. And as for the leather and the metallic suede, okay, first of all, there's price. Let's start there because that's one of the explanations. These canvas ones are 60 bucks, including the one strap. And then the other two, the suede and the leather, are both 120 bucks. And to be perfectly honest, while I am a hoe for tote bags, I am a hoe for cheap tote bags that cost less money. Aside from the fact that I thought the gray one was the most aesthetically appealing to me, it's also the cost. If I was gonna get one of the 2 expensive bags, I likely would have gotten the metallic suede, although suede's not really my thing, but the color, the kind of champagne-y gold color, is a color I absolutely love. The texture didn't sound great to me, and black leather bags to me, just personally, they make me feel like I'm older. They feel like they age me. I don't know why. If you carry a black leather tote bag, this is not against you. This is just a personal weirdness that I have. But the gray one is the color I love. In a perfect world, I would have gotten the pastel strap. I really like it. However, one immediate irk that I have with these tote bags is that the hardware and like the leathery bits on the canvas bags are dark gray, which I absolutely love on the gray canvas, and they're navy on the navy bag. The straps, there's only one option of the 3 that has the dark gray situation here, the dark gray leathery, like leather-ish material, and that's this one, which is the sorbet strap, which is pretty. It's like a lilac and gray, but the other 2 straps, the classic and the pastel, both have the navy hardware, which would really bother me if I was carrying a gray bag with gray pieces and then this bit was the wrong color. It's like, I remember there was this one time I was wearing these pants and I thought they were black, but I had seen them in some poor light, and what they actually were dark navy, and everything else I was wearing was black. And so somebody pointed out that my pants were the wrong color, and when I looked in like natural daylight, I realized I had been wearing the wrong thing, and it bugged me all day. And I just knew if I ordered a strap that had the wrong color of this on it, I would hate my life. And so I hope they come out with more straps. I hope that they have some more options with the gray because yeah, I like this strap. I think it's cute. It's just not the one I would have chosen had the hardware and everything been the same. Size-wise, this bag, according to the website, the bag is 13.5 inches high, 13 inches wide, 3.5 inches deep. It's a very, very narrow bag. It looks a lot bigger in videos than it does in person. That's another thing I want to say about this. When you get this bag, it's a lot smaller than you might think it is when you're looking at somebody posting pictures or posting videos of it. That's not to say it can't handle a whole lot of shit, because it can, but it is smaller than it looks. I'm gonna tell you how much stuff I got in here. I'm not gonna show you how much stuff I got in here. You can watch Favorite Daughter Emily's video to see that. You can check out Julie Plans or Plan with Lakin on Instagram. I'll link them all down below. They all stuffed their bags full and showed it. I'm not gonna show that, and I'm gonna explain why. I have 2 different situations that keep me from stuffing this bag completely full. The first is that in my right neck and shoulder, I have had some massive nerve pain for several years now. I think it might have been before the first Go Wild, the Go Wild in New Orleans. I was still working at Trader Joe's as a sign artist, and from bending over working all day, I didn't have an easel, so I was flat on my desk lettering all day. I wound up having nerve pain where anytime I moved my neck, it hurt. And it's recurred over and over again over the years. It's physical therapy and everything have helped, but I can't take ibuprofen because of my kidney problems. And on top of all of that, you know, now that I have a bigger computer, it's gotten a little bit better, so I'm not craning my neck as much anymore, and I'm working on getting a tabletop easel to help me when I'm painting. However, the point being is that if I'm not careful, I get massive spasms and pain on this side of my shoulder. And then you might say, well, Cindy, why don't you carry it on your left shoulder? I don't do that because I have a fistula in this arm. And even though the only bumpy part is here until my surgery in a couple weeks, the fistula itself goes all the way up my arm. It's a vein going up my arm, and I am not supposed to put a lot of heavy carrying bags. I'm not supposed to really carry a purse on this arm at all, but not let alone a heavy tote bag, because it'll block the flow, it could cause clotting, and it could potentially damage the fistula, which could endanger my life. It sounds like kind of overblown, but in reality, I can't even sleep on this side anymore, so I can't carry a tote bag on it. So that is the reason that I am not going to cram this full, because that's not how I'm going to use it. If, like I said, I told you some people to go check out who crammed theirs full. You can check it out. So for my review of this bag, I wanted to talk about how practical it is for somebody who's not going to put everything in the kitchen sink in here, and actually talk about some specific things I do put in here and how they fit. So in case you have something that's similar to this, you can decide whether or not, because I ran into a couple of close calls with this bag, and those are the things I want to talk about. So first of all, looking in this bag, we'll start with the strap, the outside of the bag and the strap. So there's the straps. I am 6'2" and I'm short torsoed, so I wound up extending the strap all the way and discovering that it hung down below my butt and it was a little too low. It was taking it way low. Originally, I had thought about wearing it crossbody because I was trying to protect my various shoulder problems, but then I realized that if I wear it one way crossbody, I'm damaging my fistula, and if I wear it the other way crossbody, then it's still banging on my fistula. So instead, I'm just wearing it, I wear it over my right shoulder, and I realized that I don't want the strap that long if I'm not crossbodying it, so I wound up releasing some of it. So it works out really well, and if you wanted to, you could just carry it this way. Now, I like these straps, but they're not straps I would use on the regular. One of the things I found myself doing when I took this bag out of town was actually, I don't know if this is a thing they talk about in any of the videos, and it sort of blew my mind when I realized it. I just tucked the straps in like this, like into the bag, and then when I snapped it closed with this little snap closure, the straps stayed in the bag. Now that might seem like duh, like Captain Obvious. However, I didn't think about it, and when I was carrying the bag on the long strap and the little straps were like banging me on the hip, it was starting to piss me off. And I was like, oh, I hate this. And I was like, oh, here's my new way of dealing with it. So that's what I've been doing. Captain Obvious strikes again. There is a little snap closure here, and that's exactly why I use it. Normally, I don't bother zipping my purse. I don't bother snapping my bag shut. You would think I would want to be careful so that my wallet or whatever doesn't just get scooped out of my bag when my back is turned at the store. But to be perfectly honest, if anyone was going to try and steal my wallet or my phone out of my purse, they would have to dig through about 18 layers of receipts to find it. So I kind of don't worry too much. On the bottom is this like fake leather reinforced bottom. I know some people don't like it. I like it for two reasons. One, because I'm hard on my tote bags and I like that there's extra reinforcement. And two, it gives it that structure so it stays kind of square. I like that both for the bag, and I like that like my reusable bags. It's one of the only reasons I don't like the little foldy reusable bags that I keep in my purse, is that they kind of go like pleu in my back seat because there's no structure. When I go big grocery shopping, I bring a stack of rectangular structured grocery bags so that the back of my car doesn't turn into a hot mess of like produce and cans rolling all over the place. Tangent. This is a tangent-filled video. I swear I'm not that caffeinated, unless I am. So then we have these two deep pockets that run, their zipper, and they're on either side of the bag like this. Both of them run the length of the bag, like your hand goes all the way down to the bottom. This could be a place for you to stash your planner if you want to. I have been using it to, when I take my laptop with me, when I take this bag to go like work, I went with it, took it to Katie's orthodontist appointment, and I stuck my laptop in it so I could try and get some work done while I was out and about. Didn't actually happen, but I had my laptop with me. I have a 13-inch laptop. It's this puppy, and it fits in this bag almost perfectly. Like, you slide it in. It's absolutely skinny enough to go in. Height-wise, you've got maybe an inch of clearance, maybe slightly more than an inch. I don't know if a 15-inch laptop would fit in here far enough for you to be able to zip it. I feel like a 15-inch laptop might peek out over the top, although it may fit in width-wise, it just might not go in all the way. I think maybe Gen 4 put a 15-inch laptop in there, I'm not sure. It's not padded, so if you want any protection for your laptop, you're gonna need some kind of a sleeve, and that may compromise if you can fit this or not. The sleeve I use is this, actually this one from Erin Condren. It's the laptop sleeve. I don't think they carry them right now, but if they do carry them, I really like this one. It works for both my laptop and my 12.9-inch iPad. So I put it into the sleeve, which is really slim. It's a very slim profile. And then when I stick it in the bag, it just barely fits in like the zipper area. Like, the zipper is completely unzipped and it's still a snug fit to get it into the bag. Like, I gotta kind of work it in there, like kind of around. But once it's in and it zips. So you just have to kind of maneuver it in there. And so if you're gonna want to carry your laptop around and you want some protection so it doesn't get completely jacked up, you need to get a really slim profile sleeve, like one that hugs your laptop, because there isn't a lot of room to spare when it comes to fitting in this hole. Now, there actually is room to spare once you're past the zipper. There's actually a little bit of extra space on either side, but getting it in to the zipper. So maybe a way you could get around that is stick your sleeve in first and then slide your laptop in. That might be a way to work around it if you have like a thicker, like more spongy sleeve. Point being is that your laptop will fit, but if you want to play it safe, then you need to be a little careful with these pockets. The other thing that fits really well in here, and I think your daughter Emily actually was the one who gave me the idea, is you can fit like folders. This is a folder full of information on, this is one of the Amy Tangerine Avery folders. Has all the stuff in it on my book, like all the paperwork, all the things I've been using to keep track of my book. That slides perfectly into these pockets here. There's room, you can close it if you need to. The power sheets also fit magnificently in this pocket with lots of room to spare. So you can put the large Erin Condren teacher planner or whatever the case may be in here. Let's see, what other big planners do I got floating around here? My freshly filled out Happy Planner. This is the massive Happy Planner, I was calling it the girthy one. It's the big fucker. It's not the classic and it's not the mini. It's the monster. And so let's see if that one fits in here. Close call, you guys, because of the discs. The discs. Oh my. All right. So you can get it in here, but you gotta worry it around the discs. I don't really want to. You probably could get it in here, but you gotta work it around the discs. Otherwise, the classic does fit, or this girthy ass Happy Planner also can fit just in the main pouch and it doesn't poke out. But if you want to stick it in one of these side pockets, it is hard with the discs to fit it in there. You can probably work it in there if you do like a bunch of work, but who wants to do that? Because that means you're gonna have to work really hard to get it in and out. So if you're gonna carry a Happy Planner, like the big one around with this, just stick it in the main pocket. The inside has several smaller things in it. So there is a skinny pocket that's kind of meant for your phone right here. There's a bigger pocket that could work for a wallet. There's a big zipper pocket that is not the whole bag, but a big chunk of the bag. Then there's a beverage kind of situation with I don't know if you can see this, with an elasticy part for a water bottle. And then you've got this little thing for the keys. The key thing. We'll start with the key thing. I thought I was gonna love this. I really don't like using it to open my door, to get the keys out of my bag to open my door. My car is keyless, so I don't need to take my keys out to drive or open my car. I just need to have them on my person, which is a fun way of saying anything. soon, very hopefully soon, when our house is done being painted, we are replacing our front door and we are getting one of those keyless, like the keypad entry locks, because my sister has one and we love it. I've talked about this for like a year now that we want one badly, and that's hopefully happening by the end of the summer. So at that point, I would probably be fine hooking my keys onto this and just leaving them there because I wouldn't have to take them out of my purse at all. My husband never seems to remember to put my keys back, and I always have my keys in my bag. So I've locked myself out of the house before because my husband won't put them back. So if they have a specific home that I leave hanging out of my purse, he might remember, he might not. Either way, so far I haven't really used this, but I can see it being useful when we have keyless, when I have a keyless car and a keyless house. But if you have to take your keys out, you may like it, or I don't care for it that much. It's not that I don't like it, I just don't use it. Zipper pocket on the side is too big for me. Like in my other purse, I have a zipper pocket. It's a lot smaller because the purse is a lot smaller. And I will normally just shove, like honestly, I shove it full of panty liners. Let's be honest. That's where I keep my stash because I never seem to have one on me when I need it. And so I just put a whole fucking handful, like a pillow's worth of them in there, because that way I have them when I need them or if somebody needs to borrow them. This is too big. This would be like 3 boxes of panty liners. So what I've been doing is using this Erin Condren little pouch that came in the seasonal surprise box. And it has my spare makeup, a couple pens, and panty liners, and I've been shoving that into this bag. Now it fits if you turn it sideways. You can stick the whole bag in here and just zip it closed, which kind of defeats the purpose because it's still a really big pocket. But what I actually wound up doing on this other drive was putting all of our cords in there and then just putting this in the main bag so that I have panty liners available. How many times can I say panty liners in one video? I wish there could be 2 zip pockets that are smaller so that'll be easier to compartmentalize stuff than this one big pocket, but I can make it work with my 18,000 different pouches that I own, because if I'm a hoe for tote bags, I'm a major hoe for pouches. The water bottle pocket on the side, I have no idea if it'll hold a really girthy water bottle. Mine is an 18-ounce hydro flask, and I love this. I heard the ice and I thought it was my cat meowing. I love this water bottle. It's my perfect size because it fits in my cup holder in my car, and I'm actually thinking about getting the 22-ounce one that's the same size around, but it's taller. But it fits beautifully in this pocket, and that's all I have to say about that. I'm sure there's other things you could shove in there, but for me, having a spot for my water bottle, because again, I have kidney disease and I have to hydrate like a bitch. Now that all that's talked about, the main big pocket holds plenty of shit. You can stick a planner, you can stick 2 planners, you can stick 3 planners in here. You can put, for the weekend trip, I had my camera in here, I had some snacks, I had a tripod in here. There was a lot of things. You can fit a lot of stuff in here easily. Let's just put my planner system just in this big pocket. Okay, let's go with my power sheets, my new wellness planner that's my giganto-massive, my regular Erin Condren, and my bullet journal. All of those are in here. I wouldn't want to carry all of these around, but they all fit. None of them poke out the top, and there's still room for more. So you can definitely load this shit up. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing that because I need to protect my neck and my back and everything, and I generally don't take all my planners with me anywhere I go. I use most of them at home, and the ones I take with me, it's usually one specifically for a specific reason, most often the bullet journal. I didn't want this to carry my planner around. I wanted this to carry my laptop around and my other shit when I'm working on the go. So that big pocket, standard. You can lose shit in it because it's so big, but it also could hold a lot of great stuff. Could hold a lunch. Oh, good. I'm not caffeinated. I also have been shoving my sunglasses case in there. This is the one from last year's seasonal surprise box. Probably the most used thing I have used from any seasonal surprise box, which is not something I would have said when I got it. When I first got it, I was like, this is big and awkward. Am I gonna use this? And now that I have prescription sunglasses, and I use this to clean my sunglasses and my regular glasses so I don't scratch the lenses, this, you bet your ass, this is the most used seasonal surprise box item I have ever gotten, period. And I just throw that in here. So those things work. Throwing shit in this tote bag works just fine. But now we're gonna get to the 2 pockets where I had some trouble. Are you ready for this? These 2 pockets on this side, the phone pocket and the wallet pocket. Now, whether that's what those pockets are meant for or not, that's what I've seen people using them for. I had some issues. They work, don't get me wrong, but apparently I I like it big. So we'll start with the wallet. This is my newest wallet. It's the same size as my old wallet. It's a Kate Spade standard check sized wallet, like in it. It's not overly full with receipts. As a matter of fact, when I started struggling with this, I emptied it of receipts to make sure it worked. I have like cards and money and my checkbook. Like, it's a standard wallet. It's not overly full. This wallet fits into this wallet pocket with like no room to spare. None. Here it is. It's sticking out there. This pocket is basically holding it at full volume. And the only reason I was able to get that in there without having to fight too hard was because I flipped it around. At first I was just shoving it in, and this little Kate Spade situation on the front would keep catching on it, and I'd have to like wiggle it to get in. So for me to be able to just put it in, and it still takes a little bit of wrestling to get it in, then I have to like really work at it, and I have to flip it over, because if I have the Kate Spade logo on the front of it, then it'll catch, and 90% of the time I'm gonna like be cussing while it's not going in. So it does fit, just barely. If this was full of a bunch of the bullshit I usually stuff my wallet full of, aka receipts, I don't think it would fit. So bear that in mind with the wallet pouch. Depending, like, this is probably a massive sized wallet for a lot of you, but if this is your standard size, just know it's gonna be a close fit. And speaking of close fits, I have an iPhone 8 Plus. It has a case on it. It's a Kate Spade case, because apparently I'm also a hoe for Kate Spade, which is not a huge case. It's not like an OtterBox, Poncho Punch. It hugs my phone pretty closely. It does not add more than maybe like a couple millimeters worth of extra to the outside, but I do have 2 pop sockets on the back. Very, very snug fit. This is the opposite. I have to put this in with the pop sockets facing the back, or it's not gonna fit, it's gonna catch. And it's very, very snug fit. Like, if I try and put it in this way, I have to like work it in, and that's a pain in the butt. So putting it in the other way, it goes in a little bit easier, but it still is a bit of a struggle. And so if you have a massive phone, because I know there's at least one other phone that's bigger than this, I swear it's one of like the Samsung phones or maybe one of the Google phones. It's like a massive like fucking iPad of a phone. Or if you've got like a chonky case on your phone and you've got one of the bigger phones, you're gonna struggle to put this in there. Just be forewarned. It's not gonna slide in like butter. It's gonna go in like constipation. I don't think that's the right way, whatever. All in all, this bag has been very handy. It is not my everyday bag. I have a smaller purse for that, again, to save my shoulders and fistula, the pain of, you know, extreme load bearing. But this is my work outside the house bag. Like, this is where I'll throw my laptop, my bullet journal, my wallet, my sunglasses, my phone, and my keys. And that's it. And I just head out. I'm not gonna use this as like the carry everything in my life bag, because I can't carry that on my shoulders. The problem with tote bags like this for me is that I could fill it with everything. And you can put a lot of shit in here. As small as it looks, you can put a metric shit ton of stuff in here. And if that's your thing, then go to town. But for me, the biggest issue for this bag, which isn't the bag's fault, it's my fault, is that I need to like use it for the purpose it's gonna be used for and not overdo it. This is going to be a bag I take out of the house fairly often when I have to go to do stuff, but it will not be an everyday bag for me, because then I will be tempted to fill it more and more with shit, and that's not good for my back. I would love to hear from you. Is this a bag you got? Are you excited about it? I really love it. I just need to be very careful with how I incorporate it into my life. I'd like to know if you got it, if you enjoy it, or if you didn't get it, let me know a bag you do really love. Let's talk about bags. We don't talk about bags here often enough, and I love me some bags. Like I said, I'm cheap, so I don't always love me some super expensive bags, but send me to the outlet store with a coupon on a sale day, and I will have a field day buying a wallet. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.